Welcome to the Uncommon Truth. Today, Bob and I are joined by our guest host, Irwin Ki from San Francisco, California. What do we think that the best way to ensure that we do bring value? Is it always trying to close a sale? Or is sometimes the best response when you've understood that there isn't the right fit, that you actually tell them the truth and it's not a good fit, but recommend another party or another competitor, even in that case? This is a real focus on that truth factor. And for me, I've had great success in my selling career, having owned and operated 9 different companies. And one of the things I've always said is I never breach trust. It's better to empower the person to get their need met, even with a competitor, than to promise something that we cannot deliver fully to fulfill their needs, because we want to retain the trust so that we have an opportunity to talk again when ours is the right solution to fulfill their need. If you breach trust, you lose any further opportunity. And I've also found that when I've given away a sale, I've had more clients than not come back and give me a sale because they're looking to find what my need is, because I was giving what I want to get, which is really the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And that comes out of the good book, right? Basically, love God and love others as yourself. So if we actually go about giving people what they need, they're going to look to reciprocate, reciprocity, and give that same back. Do you feel that's a truth in your guys' experience?
You're right. I think that if you can't provide 100% solution and be really proud of it, of the solution at the end, I think it's a real mistake to go forward, because in the end you're going to cause disappointment. You're going to break trust, and that's not going to lead to a future good relationship. There'll be a lot of backtracking that you'll have to do on that. So I think that, like, it might depend on, I like to hear Irwin talk about, it might depend on what you're selling to. So maybe it's a short sale, it's a technical sale, and it's quickly implemented. It's not that big a deal. But the stuff that I sell, which is leadership development and human training, services training, these are long-term services. So we come in, we work with an organization, and we stay for years. We become their trusted training partner. So a sale for us is all about the relationship. It's all about the working together. It's all about figuring out together what exactly they need. And that's another interesting process, is when you start talking to your clients, potential clients, about their problem, they often have it not quite right. You have an idea of what they need, but when you really get into it, it's like, no, the solution is got to be built together. And so you start out with one thought, but you end up 180 degrees from that thought somewhere down the way, but then you provide what they really need. So I think that for me, it's, again, in my business, with my long-term thought process, that I want to be working with them as a trusted, valued associate or partner on their human development. It's exceptionally important to be right, and right as much as you can, which is, we always shoot for 100%, right? 100%.
Yeah, I like what you said, is sometimes the customer doesn't know what they need. And the analogy, and this is why, back to your question, Heath, is it's important as a sales professional to, here's an analogy I would use, is the chocolate covered broccoli. And what the heck is that, right? Is people may think that they want something, but they don't realize, there's a discovery process to find out what they really need. And maybe what they want to buy isn't what they really need. So I'll give you an example. Okay. When I went to go on the journey of writing my first book, I purchased a program to help with learning how to write a book, right? That was the chocolate. The chocolate was I wanted to learn to write a book. In the process, I learned so many different things I had never even considered, like hiring an editor, doing graphic design, or hiring people to help with doing the book cover, outsourcing, marketing, creating my web page, my landing page. And if you told me those are the things I needed, right, I don't think I would have bought anything, right? But it was what the gift behind it, which is the broccoli. That was what I learned in the process. But if they sold me that, I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to learn how to do marketing or editing, but that pursuit of the chocolate, which is having a finished product of a book, that was what led me through so many different skills and things I never would have learned on my own. And that is what I heard from what you're saying, Bob, is something on a customer. Your job as a salesperson is to underline what they need or what they think they need. And then there's other benefits in your service or offering that they'll discover it down the line. But it's important to find what is it going to get them to kind of convert or sign on now. And as long as your service and solution that you're providing, there's potentially back end things that can help with. So I would agree with you. A big part of the discovery process is qualification and making sure we're not wasting each other's time. And at the end of the day, if my service or offering isn't what you need, yes, by all means, help and be from a place of service and loop in people and just be as helpful as you possibly can. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question.
And to build on that thought, Irwin, it's a great thought. Earlier you said that's the fun of sales. And another complication or the fun of sales is often what I find is when we're selling first level sales to somebody, and then they have to go and get the authority or bring somebody else into the sale. So in my particular business, I have to make the sale 3 times often. There's 3 different people. You start with one person, then they bring in one, or you try to get everybody in the room, right? But sometimes the next person is brought in, different person, different set of needs, different vision. And then you have to have the skills and the patience and the interest to actually bring all those ideas together so you're all on the same page. And then the third person comes in, again, different personality, different needs, different wants, different vision a lot of the time. And any one of those people could have the authority to say no or yes. You got to have the right person in the room to make the decision too. So it's a fascinating business, sales, to make sure you get the right people in the room, understand their personalities, ask the right questions, and work through that whole process of building that team approach.
So just on this question, I think then the key element is that we got to have an attitude and be growth focused. That's learning and gaining clarity and understanding on their specific needs. That then allows us that clarity to bring the focus in to help the people fulfill that specific need that they're going to need to, whether it be product or service. And that brings that fit in and allows us to give them the value that they're really wanting and desiring. And that feeling, right, is really what drives things more than even the facts a lot of the time. As we've all learned in our life, is that how we feel, our emotions ultimately drive our actions. And whether it's for us or against us, but especially in the art of selling, I think that's really an important part, is that we make it easier by giving them what they really need. As you said with your story of the chocolate, you got to sometimes give them something that they really want. But with that want, you're wrapping it, or not saying wrapping it the other way around, that chocolate is wrapping in what they actually need, so that they're going to be, after it's all said and done, content and feel that they were listened to and had value in that. That ultimately then gets us that long-term trust and that rapport that we spoke about, and drives that relationship forward.